Andrea, you've covered Super Bowls for 31 years. Did you ever think you would be here in Vegas?
Well, thank God I started when I was 10, of course. But no, I did not expect to see a Super Bowl in Las Vegas. The interesting thing is that Vegas typically brings in about 300,000 people on a Super Bowl weekend, add in about 100,000 more, I think most of whom we're seeing on Las Vegas Boulevard here. So it's going to be crazier than ever. But AJ, you've been with the 49ers all week. Aditi, you've been with the Chiefs. And Amy, you have just been carrying the CBS Sports Network with every imaginable show. What has this week been like for all of you? What's the vibe that you're getting?
I don't know that I sense one particular vibe. Certainly there are a lot of fans here for both teams. The vibe has been building as the week has gone on. There are more and more people here every day. And I feel that the enthusiasm is starting to build.
I have to say, covering the Niners all week, it has been a lot about Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, and also just this team that played the Chiefs 4 years ago in the Super Bowl and lost. So there's this redemption story, this redemption arc. There's so many incredible stories and connections with Kyle Shanahan and Christian McCaffrey and Christian McCaffrey's father and Kyle Shanahan's father. It's just been an interesting and amazing week covering them.
Well, as for the Chiefs, they're not quite as seasoned and experienced as Andrea Kramer, but they are just as cool, just as calm, and you can see how dialed in they are. I have to be really honest. All of the accoutrements of Super Bowl week, the media availability, the being sequestered out at a hotel, that's all there. But that anxiety or those jitters about a Super Bowl week, not there at all.
You know, it's interesting that you raise that point because I've been back and forth on this. Which is more pressure? Pressure to repeat or pressure to face the team that defeated you when last you were in the Super Bowl? And I've decided the answer is both.
Absolutely. Well, time to get to the game. We'll get to the quarterbacks in a little bit. It's not all about the offense, though, Amy, as you have shared many times. Like Al Davis liked to say, the quarterbacks must go down hard. What do you see from this matchup?
Well, he did. The quarterback must go down, and he must go down hard. And the other thing he said to me repeatedly, kid, never leave a team without corners. And there's so much focus in this game on the offense for both teams. Focus on Kelsey and Kittle, on Pacheco and McCaffrey. My focus is on the defense. These are two dominant defensive teams. These are teams that are second and third in the league in terms of points given up per game. And Kansas City's defense is second in the league with sacks, while San Francisco's defense is tied for first in the league with interceptions. I'm hoping for a defensive struggle. I love a defensive struggle. I'd love a game that ended 10-7, and of course that's not going to happen, but I'd like to focus on defense.
Yeah, you and I liked a 13-3 Super Bowl. I think we're the only ones.
Right.
That being said, I'm going to look at offense in terms of some non-quarterback storylines. Of course, we've got Christian McCaffrey, the newly minted Offensive Player of the Year. I look for him to be deployed everywhere, but I also look for Purdy to try to get him the ball early, to get some of those safe completions, to get into some rhythm for Purdy, to have his confidence built up. But look, as we know, there are a galaxy of stars on the 49ers offense, but one person I want you to keep an eye on is number 15, the unsung wide receiver, Juwan Jennings, another 7th round pick that they have, averaged nearly 14 yards a catch this season. And what I think is important about him is that, as one coach told me, he's tough, hard-nosed, got great hands, good size, and reacts well to pressure. Plus, he is a tenacious blocker. And if you've got some 50-50 balls, he's the guy you want. And oh, by the way, he was a dual-threat quarterback in high school. So keep an eye on Juwan Jennings.
I had the chance to speak with Juwan Jennings several times this week. He is a character outside of football as well. But just what you mentioned, even those big moments and third down situations, red zone situations, he's one of those guys you have to look out for. In addition to Deebo Samuel, I believe. This was one of the storylines coming off of the NFC Championship, where he was reportedly in the locker room at halftime saying, get me the ball. And it's been proven when Deebo gets the ball, when he has at least 60 yards from scrimmage or more, the Niners have been 12-0 this season. He could be a huge X factor, not to mention he can play receiver, he can play running back, he can do everything. And the yak that he is able to get, he has led all wide receivers this season in yards after the catch. He's averaged 8.8 yards per catch after getting the ball. He's just an incredible athlete. I think he's going to be a huge factor in this game on Sunday, is what I would anticipate.
When you talk about factors, it's very easy to look and say, okay, will Isaiah Pacheco get going for the Chiefs? Will Christian McCaffrey get going? But there's a story behind a story, and for as much as we've talked about half of America's favorite couple, Travis Kelce, there is more to him than just the connection he has with Patrick Mahomes in throwing the ball, catching the ball. It's how Travis Kelce is the glue for this team. It's Travis Kelce, who I learned this week will go play bad cop when Patrick Mahomes doesn't want to yell at his receivers for dropping the ball. Yes, it is Travis Kelce who'll go talk to those receivers, but it's also Travis Kelce who will be the encourager. It's also Travis Kelce who will spend time with the cornerback showing them, hey, this is how I get the ball. This is how you want to play better coverage. It's Travis Kelce who will most definitely help these younger players like a Rashee Rice, like an Isaiah Pacheco, stay calm. And I saw this on the sideline in the Bills-Chiefs game. That was a close back and forth battle. Just about anybody could argue that despite the injuries, the Bills certainly had more talent. But in the fourth quarter, guys, things changed. The Chiefs got calmer. They said, this is a close game. We've got them right where we want them. The Bills, they got tight. They got a little nervous. You saw coaches talking a little faster. You saw players tense up a little bit. The Chiefs don't do that because of Patrick Mahomes and because Travis Kelce doesn't let his teammates do that.